after the recent Nintendo Direct and follow-up trailer, which gave us some more information on some of the new features that will be included in Pokemon Sun and Moon, from Rattata's Alola Dark-type form to the announcement of the new special 3DS and 2DS. And might I just say that the design for the new 3DS is pretty awesome. But I believe the most interesting insight is what we just learnt about Z-moves. Now, I know that Z-moves were previously announced in an earlier trailer, but I believe the information we just learnt about them allows us to speculate and to see how they will affect the next generation and its competitive scene. Hi, my name is Callum and welcome to PokeLab. Today's question is about Z-moves. What are they, and what has the most recent announcement given to us about how they will affect gameplay in the competitive battling scene? But first, some of the information that will be said in this video will be speculation, as more and more information about the upcoming games are being released every day. So some of what I say here might be confirmed or denied later down the line, and obviously when the games came out, it will be thrown out the window. So first of all, what are Z-moves? From what we've learned so far about them, they're a special type of one-time attack, which a player can activate by giving a Z crystal to one of its Pokemon while he's holding a Z-ring. It sounds extremely similar to what we had with Mega Evolutions during Generation 6, which presents the idea that they are this generation's replacement for them. Though Z-moves have a few identifiable differences. For example, there are 18 different Z crystals, which compare with the 18 different types in the game. So each type have their own special move. For example, Grass have Grassanium Z, which allows the Grass type to use Bloom Doom! So far we've only been shown 6, with the pre-mentioned Bloom Doom with Grassanium Z. We also have Wartenium Z's Hydra Vortex, Electronium Z with Gigavolt Hydrox, plus Inferno Overdrive, which will be for the Fire type, though it has not been given its official name yet. But in this trailer we have seen Lucario using what can be speculated to be Fighting type Z move, and Gengar using that for the Ghost type. One thing that is different with Z move compared to Mega Evolutions is that they can be used by any Pokemon. And I mean any. Though this does give the possibility for unevolved Pokemon that we've seen on Eviolite teams to get that extra bit of offensive potential, as well as give forgotten Pokemon that extra little bit of something which they need in order to be used in the competitive scene. I'm looking at you, Quailfish. However, Nintendo Direct has confirmed the question, will there be any new Mega Evolutions in this game? The answer? No. No, there won't. This is due to the announcement of the early purchase gift Munchlax and Snorlax Z. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Which, when given to a Snorlax, allows him to use his own special Z move, Pulverizing Pancake, which causes him to... Oh god! Oh my god! Those eyes! That is the face of death, right there. I mean, it causes Snorlax to wake up and become fully energized to squash his opponent. Oh god, those eyes. And this announcement also shows Raichu getting his own special Z move, Soaked Shock Server, which shows that some Pokemon will get their own special move, similar to what we previously had with Mega Evolutions. Though this just asks the question of will Mega Evolutions be available at all during the post-game, which I personally hope they are, because it will cause a little bit of a divide and an outrage in the community. Because a lot of people do love using their Mega teams, as it's giving potential for some old Pokemon which they would love to use, like Beedrill. And if they weren't there anymore, then those Pokemon are gone and they won't have the same potential. I don't know, it's a personal point, but I kind of hope they still are there, sort of. Like, we get given them during this game's version of the Battle Frontier. God, I hope this game has a version of the Battle Frontier. Anyway, it just showed that Game Freak are going to be giving us more special Z moves for fan favourites and uncommon Pokemon to get that potential for competitive play, similar to what we did have with Megas, which is great as it does create more of a balance inside of the competitive scene and allow Pokemon such as Snorlax and Raichu, which never really were used. They were more in like the underused and partly used tiers throughout most of Gen 6. They're going to come up now. They're going to be doing things in the competitive scene. We're going to be seeing them being used a lot more. And that's great. And I'm looking forward to that. And I hope that we do see that a lot more when they now will be announcing more special Z moves for other Pokemon. Though, because every Pokemon can now use a Z move, it does give some OU Pokemon the potential to be really overpowered and maybe potentially to be possibly broken and banned completely in competitive play, like these guys. Plus, also with a lot of Z moves being this offensive attack, it gives a lot of bulkier Pokemon this sort of extra little bit of stab, make them into a full sweeper. For example, with Snorlax being more like a defensive, bulkier Pokemon, suddenly getting this massive attack move with its Z move, it changes how he's going to be able to be used. And instead of just being a staller and more of a block, he can now be used offensively, which does completely change the gameplay and how an opponent will be able to change up their style in order to not be just one-shot by a massive tank. Oh god, Chance is going to be able to use the normal type one, isn't she? Oh god. Though it is sad to see that Mega Evolutions are being replaced, and it's currently uncertain if they'll actually make a return again in the future, Z moves will definitely change the competitive scene, allowing for more of a balance and new game styles, similar to what their predecessors did. Alola forms, on the other hand, well, that's a subject for a future video. Yeah. Thank you for joining us here at the PokeLab. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for other subjects we can discuss here, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be looking forward to reading them. I've been Poke Trainer Callum, and don't forget to catch 'em all and stay nerdy, guys.